Hi, I'm Cody Smith, bringing the comparison you never asked for and you never thought you'd want to see. But here it is. I have a 2015 Ford C-Max, doesn't really matter. It's boring, it's brown. It is a plug-in hybrid. So it does plug into a wall, it'll go about 18 miles on a charge. And over here, I have a 1962 Ford Galaxie 500 XL Sunliner, which is a huge name, it's a huge car. Actually illegal when it first came out. It was 81 and a half inches wide, and federal standards said it couldn't be over 80, so they had to actually get a waiver for this car. That's how big it is. It's powered by a 352 cubic inch Ford FE, which is a mid-size block, a lot of times referred to a big block. It went all the way up to a 428 cubic inch in factory displacement. But here's the thing, I believe that this car is faster to 60 than this one. So we're going to do a test on both of them. This will be a full series, first with a test to see how much faster this one is, and then I'll show you a bunch of speed parts I have, the upgrades that I've already made to the car. Nothing for performance yet, but we'll get to that and see if over time what it takes to get that car faster than that one. So let's talk a little bit more about both of the cars, starting for some reason with the C-Max, because it's uninteresting. I don't even wash the thing. You might see it covered in dirt and bugs, and I just don't really care. It's a lease, I'm giving it back eventually, and cleaning it just isn't gonna make it look any better. You're kind of stuck with what you've got here. But it is really pleasant actually for commuting. It's heated leather and stereo, everything nice inside that you'd want, and when you're in there, it's fine. You don't have to look at it. For power, it makes a combined 195 horsepower between the electric motors and the engine, which isn't so bad. With the electric torque, it actually jumps up, and I'm usually the first one gone from a streetlight by a good margin, just because I'm not using gas. I don't really care if I romp on it. It's cheap. I work 13 miles from home, and I can charge at work, so I get to commute just on electricity, and half of that's paid for by my company. So it's a really pleasant car, just nothing anybody's gonna notice. This car is a ninja. It's quiet and virtually unseen. And this car I actually bought because I wanted it. It looks cool, it drives really nice, especially with the size of the thing. It's just kind of a big floating car. It sounds awesome with that big Ford V8 in there, and it turns a lot of heads. You see kids just stop and look or give you a thumbs up, and of course, you know, young, old people, everybody, especially with the color, just responds to this car. And it's a lot of fun to drive in, especially with the top down. I put my 4-year-old in there. I put in seatbelts. They didn't come standard with seatbelts at the time. That's how limited on amenities these cars were. So he can ride in the back in his car seat. It's, you know, totally legal, sort of safe. All the brakes have been redone, so it has that. Between the two cars, this one weighs about 4,800 pounds, and believe it or not, the C-Max weighs 4,900 pounds. So this one has a slight weight advantage, which you would never guess looking at the two. Also, it makes factory 220 horsepower. The engine was rebuilt as stock about 3,000 miles ago, so it should be right around that number. The compression might have come up a little bit with getting the heads and deck reworked, but nothing that's going to be significant. It makes 376 foot-pounds of torque out of the factory, but again, it just doesn't feel as fast, believe it or not, as the C-Max does. So we're going to find out here in just a little bit with the 0 to 60 test. I'll give you some reasons why the C-Max might be faster. This one has a blade clutch on the front, alternator, water pump. It actually has air conditioning, not working right now, something else I'm working on, but it's still spinning that compressor, freewheeling around. There's a lot dragging on it. The transmission's a Cruise-O-Matic, which is a old, slushy, slow transmission. Big Ford, 9-inch famous rear end, but they take a lot of torque to turn. So all of that is working against the engine, probably bringing that net horsepower number down. If you threw it on a dyno, maybe 165, 170 is what you would see if I was lucky with it. Of course, torque's going to be much higher. Now with the C-Max, because that's a plug-in, it can't have any of those functions on the engine, the power brakes, the power steering, the air conditioning. You need those to work even when I get in it and drive it to work without the engine ever starting. So all of those run off electric motors, meaning that all the power except for what goes through its highly efficient transmission and front axle is making it to the tires. So where this one's rated at 220 and I might be getting 170, this one's rated at 195, but I'm probably still getting 170. And it's a little lighter, and it's more modern, aerodynamic, and we're gonna see what the difference actually is here right now. So we are in the C-Max, my beautiful wife. Here we'll be doing the timing and recording for both of these very slow runs to 60 miles per hour on an appropriate street that has very little traffic and a high enough speed limit. Because we aren't doing anything crazy here. These are slow cars. And she'll be in both, so it'll be an even test.
As we have a car seat in the back. How cool are we?
Yeah, we can put that in the Galaxie too if we need to.
Perfect.
Here we go. Feel the power! Nine and a half seconds on that run. So that run was 9.5 seconds, and sadly I don't think the Galaxie is going to come close.
I'm really afraid to be in the car right now.
Okay, now I'm with my little gal in my big gal, and we're gonna try the same thing to 60. Some RPMs up. Oh, it's like a tractor. There we go, now we're getting some speed. 35. 45. 50. It just did not want to shift into second, and that was 25 seconds. Ouch. We'll try to fix that. So I couldn't really accept the 25-second time, so I made a few more passes, got it to shift, and got a best time of 16.7 seconds. So still, almost twice as long as the C-Max. So we're gonna try to change that. That's a lot of time to take off, but I'm hoping if I can get it done in low gear, that we can make it happen. So that means raising the RPM range up a little bit. Still want to keep it a very easy driver. So next videos, stay tuned. We're going to see what we're going to do to the car and how much better we can make it.